2025 was my first full year as a runner, and I set some pretty ambitious goals for myself. So before I talk about 2026 and my plans for me and this YouTube channel, I wanted to show you where I started and where I'm at now. So while 2025 was technically my first full year as a runner, I did get started in 2024 when me and my son signed up for a 5-mile run on July 4th. We signed up for that with no training whatsoever. We did still have some fitness because we play a lot of Step Maniacs. Which is a pretty good workout. Yeah, I could not keep up with my son, who was 9 at the time. We finished around 40 minutes, but it completely destroyed me. So while I wanted to immediately start running, after every single run I would try to do, after about a mile, I was having terrible knee pains. And I went to the doctor. He said I had IT band issues, and so that kind of sidelined me. It took about 4 months for me to start running again.
I've told people before, but it might honestly have been for the best. The injury forced me to ease into running over a 4-month period I probably wouldn't have done otherwise, and probably would have burned out. In the last 20 years, anytime I tried running, I treated every run basically as a PB attempt. No real plan, just going for it. Now I was doing a little research on what to do, and it was clear I needed to build a base of aerobic fitness. I knew I wanted to run a marathon, but it was scary signing up for one. Not just the distance, but the cost. I was like, if I drop a lot of money on a race and I don't finish, I'll feel like it was all a waste. So I looked for a marathon a decent ways out so I'd have enough time to get in shape. I found the Cleveland Marathon was in May, so I figured that's perfect. I'll do that one. My goal, 4 hours, 30 minutes. This was around November 2024, as I was still recovering but making plans for 2025. By January, I was in full-on training mode. I was putting in a substantial amount of miles, at least for me. It was getting closer to the race, and I thought, why settle for 4.5 hours? Because at the moment, that pace didn't seem ambitious at all. I had never run the distance, and I had no clue where I was at, so I picked a time to work towards over the next few races. Sub 3 hours. So I got to my first marathon and I was feeling incredible. I got a 10K PB in that marathon and even knocked out a 1 hour, 29 minute, 30 second half marathon. Also a PB. Bang on my pace for a sub 3. I honestly think I could have gotten much closer to 3, probably around 3:10, but there was a massive uphill bridge around the halfway mark that I didn't adjust my pace for at all. And I did zero strength training or hill training prior to the race. And within 2 or 3 miles past that, my thighs were absolutely cooked. I ended up finishing it in 3 hours and 19 minutes. Honestly, I still felt pretty great about that. Still felt like sub 3 was possible though, so I set my sights for another marathon. This one in September at the Akron Marathon. Now, I assume most don't know about this marathon, but it's a fairly flat course until about mile 18 where you have some absolutely killer hills through about mile 23. I still didn't do any strength training, but I upped my mileage in preparation, and I started working in a lot at and above marathon pace sessions to prepare. The hills took me out again, but this time I was much better prepared, and I finished in 3 hours, 3 minutes. Not many marathons left to shoot for a sub 3 this year. There was one coming up, but it was only 5 weeks away. Would that be enough time to knock 3 minutes off my marathon PB? Regardless, I signed up for the Haunted Forest Marathon just outside Canton. Super flat course. If there was a race this year I was going to hit a sub 3 at, it was going to be this one. I kept my training about the same as the previous race, but this time I hit the gym. It was only a few weeks of strength training, but I honestly think it made a huge difference. The race started, and by the half marathon distance, I'd gotten a new PB of 1 hour and 27 minutes. I mostly stuck to that pace, and I couldn't believe it. In 1 year, I had gone from essentially not running at all to running a 2 hour, 57 minute marathon. I qualified for the Boston and Chicago marathon.
So that's kind of where things are at now. I've got the Chicago marathon, but that's not until the end of the year. I've got Cleveland, that's a few months away. My goal for Chicago is 2 hours 45, and my goal for Cleveland is 2:50. Both those seem pretty ambitious to me, but I wanted to set some pretty tough goals to kind of work towards. I'm planning on this channel not really being like, it's not gonna be a shoe review channel. It's not gonna be like a tips on how to be the best runner. It's more gonna just be more like day in the life, documenting me trying to hit my goals. Probably also have my son in a few videos because he loves running. And I'd love to kind of document his journey as well, because I mean, he already tells me he wants to be an Olympian marathon runner. So see if we can't help him achieve that goal. See you guys next time.